Good evening. Time now for some weekending sports. The National Commonwealth Games team has settled in nicely at the Games Village in New Delhi, India. That's the word from Olympic Committee Secretary General Carson Ebanks. Speaking to me today, Mr. Ebanks said, "We have no concerns with the facility. The accommodations are up to standard. With the Games getting ready to open, there are a few last-minute details that need to be sorted, but the team feels good about the facilities." The Commonwealth Games open on Sunday, and we'll have live coverage of the opening ceremony on Island 24 at 9, compliments CBC Canada. And if you missed that, it will air again on Cayman 27 at 7 p.m. That's the Caribbean highlights. Our highlights start from 1 p.m. on Monday, highlights of the Games, and the second highlights package runs at 8 every evening after Let's Talk to the Experts on Monday, that is. So Commonwealth Games in full swing as of Sunday, and you can stay tuned every evening. I'll have a report in the news and followed by the highlights later on in the evening. Well, India's readiness for the Commonwealth Games made several headlines across the world this week, along with Cayman's preparations for the Digital Caribbean Cup football tournament. Time now to recap this week's top stories in sports. Let's start our recap of this week's sports headlines with football. Cayman's national men's football team played 2 friendly matches with the Jamaican Premier League side Humble Lions this past weekend. Saturday night, the teams battled to a 1-1 draw. Then on Sunday, the Lions pull off a 2-0 victory, giving Cayman coach Carl Brown lots to think about before their departure for the Digital Caribbean Cup and the first round in Puerto Rico. But Cayman's coach isn't worried.
I'm pretty happy with what I got from them over the 2 games here, and these are the 2 practice games that we have before the tournament. I'm pretty satisfied what I've seen so far.
Humble Lions headman Christopher Bender had this advice for local football officials.
First of all, the Cayman team have to start invest in terms of resources into the football. People have to show more interest. You cannot have teams participating in the Digital Cup and hope to qualify for a World Cup and not have professional people taking the sport serious. That's the first thing. The interest seems to need to be more in terms. We were here at one point in Jamaica, and we take a quantum leap in terms of our attitude, our desire towards it, and we know what we're going to take.
National goalie Ramon Sealy hit the headlines in the United States this week, picking up the Defender of the Week award after helping the West Florida Argos to a victory in the Gulf South Conference. It was Sealy's first start for the Argos. Commonwealth Games was still hot on the lips of sports fans worldwide, with India preparing to host 7,000 athletes from 71 nations, including 17 from the Cayman Islands. Marius Acker and Chrissy Dooling take the top honours in the Fidelity Fun Run Series this past Saturday. And the Chennai Super Kings add the Champions League T20 title to their Indian Premier League crown, winning the final over the Warriors in South Africa last Sunday. And pound-for-pound king Manny Pacquiao pounds the pavement as he prepares for his clash with the Mexican Antonio Margarito in November. That's it for sports this week. And the national men's football team tackles St. Martin in their opener of the Digital Caribbean Cup in Puerto Rico tomorrow. We'll have the results of that game on Monday. And with the rainy days out of the way, according to John Foster, it's time to get out and support our weekend warriors here at home on another busy sports weekend, starting tomorrow with the youth hockey season opener at the King Sports Centre indoor facility. The girls' football program continues tomorrow morning at the George Hicks Field. Rugby Sevens kicks off at South Sound, and the flag football season it's at the semi-final stage for the playoffs at the Edbush Sports Centre. Then on Sunday, the co-ed indoor football finals, and on the field, the 2010 season kicks into high gear with the Charity Shield football match between last year's second place finishers Georgetown and the Premier League champions Scholars International at the Annex at 7.